G'day folks. Yeah, I'm still alive, still kicking. What's it been, 3 months? I've got a little bit done. Not going to apologise for not putting any vids up. I've just been busy. Busy. I've got a lot done though in that time. As you could probably see, I've got a bit of a kitchen started. So I've got that sort of mapped out now where I want to, where I've positioned it. Happy with it, very happy so far. It's going to work well. For the top, I've decided, well, the wife and I have decided we're going to go for a resin top. Oh, there's some beautiful pieces that you can, well, you can get commissioned or you can find something that's suitable, but we're going to get something that's commissioned because, well, we thought about it and then we thought, oh, we'll just go Laminex and stuff it. I don't want to put Laminex down. I mean, this van, it's come up better than I imagined. So we're going to get a couple of benches, the kitchen top, as well as the dining room or the bench. We're actually having a little change there too, by the way. But for now, I'm going to use some 17mm plyboard, similar to this. This is only 7mm. This is just light structural ply. But I've got some 17mm, and I'll make some tops up and varnish them up nice and finish it all off just for that, for now, for the next 6, 12 months, 18 months, however long we need to get something organised, and we'll go for a really nice piece, bit of feature. So they look beautiful. You can get some really nice blues and whatever colours you want. They're just incredible. If you haven't seen them, you Google it. Have a look at resin tops and resin timbers. And we'll do the same here for our dining room. Instead of having a seat here and a seat there and sort of a little table in the middle, it's just not going to work, especially with the position my wife's in. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring out a top 450mm, which is about here, thereabouts. It's probably out here a little bit more. And we're just going to have a bench run along to the bed, and then we're just going to sit up, in this section here. So my wife's got a nice little sort of motorised wheelchair, and she'll be able to use it in here just for turning around and, not going too far, obviously. There's not much room here, but at least it gives her a little bit of flexibility to move around and up against the bench, and even swing around here if she wants to the kitchen. And yeah, a little bit of freedom in here would be nice, rather than just sat in a chair, can't really move. So I thought it's going to work really well, actually. So I've got a chair. I'll probably just end up using that. I might end up getting it a nice seat put on it, reupholstered with some nicer foam. That's okay for, for 20 minutes, half an hour. But if you want to sit in it for any length of time, it's just a little bit hard on the backside. So that's the plan there for that one. Well, I've got the plumbing done. Actually, that was the last thing. I've only just finished that in the last few days. So I've got the wiring done, so that's all finished. And I installed my little diesel heater. God, that's incredible, that thing. That really throws the heat out. It's like it's over the top for this van, but oh wow. I've got the fuel line running into the tank of the van, so I'm not putting I wasn't going to, well, I got thinking about it because they do supply you with a small tank, but I don't want the smell of diesel inside here, and I've got nowhere else to mount it on the outside unless I have it hanging off the back doors or something or wherever, but it just made sense to mount it, tap off the main fuel tank. I mean, it hardly uses any diesel. I mean, we'd be lucky to use a litre a day. This is how efficient this thing is. So it's only going to be on the low setting and just on a thermostat. Yeah, so I've just put the bed in there for now. That's a queen size. So we've still got a nice little bit of room down either side of the bed for whatever. Bit of room there. It's a beautiful mattress. It's only new too. So awesome. It just worked out well. Doors can open up on the inside for the view. Easy access to the windows, and we've got the USB ports there off the little flexible lights, and we've got the max fan just above us there to get a nice little bit of airflow, privacy. We've got everything. It's amazing. Yes. I'll show you around the back as far as the wiring goes. It's phenomenal. Let's check this out. What do we got here? A 98% battery. That's unbelievable. I've had this running for nearly 2 weeks. You won't believe it, guys. Just these set of lights, sort of 4 or 5 hours a day. I haven't got the fridge on. And I've been testing the water pressure, so I've had the pump running on and off a few times, and I've only lost 2%. It seems to charge itself, seems to regain a little bit of power again. So 13.1 volt. Actually, it was 13.3 or 13.4 it goes up to, so it has lost a little bit. But it's amazing. It's amazing. I haven't got the solar panel switched on at the minute. I've just switched it off because I've got it parked in under the carport, so it's not really getting any sunlight. I'm just wanting to see how much consumption, just with the lights and playing around, see how much it loses. When I had the wiring, I'll go out and I'll show you. When I had the solar panels up and running, the battery was 50%, and it only took around 5 hours of sort of cloudy-ish weather to charge the battery. It's a 200 amp hour lithium. Yeah, so that came up well, guys. It was beautiful little control panel, little fuse panels there, a dozen in each one. So awesome. I've still got a spare few here for whatever. So hang on, no I haven't. So what we got? We've got the gas hot water at the top, USB ports, diesel heater, garage light, water pump. So yeah, oh, it's amazing. Each light I have on separate fuses, so if we have a short, it's only one light. So I didn't daisy chain any of the wires. I ran all single wires to each light, each fitting. That's the solar panel cutout switch. So that's off at the minute. I'm just testing with the battery, see how much power how long she lasts, just with what I'm doing. That's my DC controller, 40 amp. So we can charge from the car, from the van alternator, as well as the solar panel. 32 amps I've seen on the solar panel when the sun's out. I think it will go up higher, because when it was showing 32 amps, it wasn't fully. We did have a bit of cloudy weather there a month ago, so I'm yet to test it under the full sunlight, but I'm guessing around 35 amps. Sort of works out. And we've got it's an e-power charger, so basically we can just plug that into the mains power, and that's a 60 amp, and that charges it up fairly quick too. Doesn't take too long. But yeah, it looks nice, simple, and tidy. This is my little garage light. All the wiring. All heavy wiring, 6 BNS, the main wires from the chargers to the battery. So we've got two, you can see them up there, we've got 2 circuit breakers, they're temperature ones as well as circuit, like a fuse type, so if you get a short they cut out. I've got an isolator, the yellow box there, that's an isolator switch that cuts the whole system out. And the one in the middle there, that's another isolator switch or cutout fuse switch that runs to the alternator of the van. And it's amazing, works really, really well, the whole system. Really, really happy with it. So I've got it all plumbed in. Came up really nice. You'll probably, anyone that's sort of knows, a plumber or knows a bit about plumbing, that looks a little bit odd. Well, the copper pipe I ordered was supposed to be 1/2 inch, and I ended up getting a 1/2 inch inside diameter, because the copper that we normally use is 1/2 inch outside diameter. But anyway, it worked out well because I can slide a bit of the 1/2 inch outside diameter on the inside and braze it up. So I ended up not having to buy any bends because I've got a 1/2 inch bender. And yeah, I didn't have to buy any fittings. I had all the fittings myself. I just had to buy a roll of copper, a 20-metre roll, and I got 1 metre left over. So I'll lag the hot water, and I may even do the cold too, just to sort of keep it from any thermal. Like if we get some really cold, say, spring water mounted in or dumped into the tank, which I mounted up here, by the way. I wasn't actually going to mount, I was going to mount it in here, but I ended up putting it up there and it was a perfect spot. If you put, say, really cold spring water in and you start pumping it through, you're going to have your pipes will sweat. So I'm going to lag all that. And you would have noticed up further, right up through there where I foamed that channel and foamed up to the shower. So we keep the temperature separated from the van itself, just so we're not creating any condensation. And our water will stay warm and our water will stay cold on the cold side. Because the plastic won't really sweat. It's quite a thick tank of that, the actual material. And I've got a 1 micron pre-filter in there. It's just a household mains pressure filter. Common filters you can buy for them. So it's a 1 micron. It's mainly just for sediment, because I only plan on putting in natural spring water in this. We've got a beautiful spring 20 minutes away from us, and I've been drinking that water for many years. We don't drink the tap water, so I'll fill it up with this and we'll just run off the spring water. But no, it's coming up really well, guys. It's a lot of work, I mean, that plumbing took me 3 weeks, you know, just playing around with it and nutting it out as I go. There was no real plan. I just had to sort of think about it and just take my time. But everything can be pulled apart. If they spring a leak, those compression fittings it's in sections. I got as much as I could get in at any time, and I think I've got 8 compression fittings in there. But it worked out really well. Loving it so far. So that's where I fill up the water. I've got a funnel I just use, and oh no, it fills up really nice. That's a 40mm waste pipe. I've got a little breather up the top, see, just there, and I've got to use this bit of hose and just run it up here. So that's sort of a bit of a level indicator and a breather too. So I'll do that later. I'll show you. Oh, I'll go back around the front. It's amazing pressure too. It's as much as the tap inside the house. It's unbelievable. And that little pressure pump, it's a 45 psi pump, Shoreflow. It's amazing. I never had any leaks, you know, when I tested it. The only leak I had was coming out of this little fitting here, the bung, the cap. There's a couple of little drips dripping out the bottom on the rubber on the end of it was shot. But I ended up mixing this up. I ended normally around hot on the left, cold on the right. Yeah, that was the only little mistake. I got the shower right, but I ended up running the hot first, and for some reason I put it on the right hand side and I didn't think. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I love copper, and I love silver soldering too. It's all foamed in there, shaved back, ready for the lining to finish off. It's great. Love it. That's the little diesel heater control panel. We've got the gas hot water control panel, and I'll have coming up through the table, I'll have two USB ports, which are these, up through the bench. They'll look quite nice. They'll be very handy for whatever, for phone and that. Yeah, I've got the Max fan control panel. Look at that. Awesome. So they're running it at 50%. Yeah. Yep. I've got this one. This one's blowing air in, so it's pulling air in from the top, and it's sucking it out here. So we're getting a nice cross flow effect. So you can have your door closed, and we get some nice fresh air just come through, filter, circulate all the time. It's great. I took the bit of cardboard out of the took the window out, but I had cardboard there, so I took that out just for now, just to get an idea of what it's going to look like when we come in and out. I've got to trim that down, but I've got to take the front seats out to do that. Eventually we're going to get rid of the middle seat, and we're just going to have the, you know, just a two-seater, and we'll be able to walk in and through, you know, access it easy. I know that the roof, I'll have to trim the roof. I can trim this roof right back to here, so I can take a fair bit of this out, but actually might just leave that in there just for now. I think it just adds a little bit of strength for the top of the bulkhead, but we'll definitely get rid of all this section through here, cut it out nice and neat and finish it off. And it's plenty wide enough to get through. It's awesome. Yeah, got a nice little handle there to grab onto, and this is great. I'm not sure if I've showed you that in the last video. But I've got a handle here too, so we can, yes, I can close it. Yeah. Oh, I feel that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I can feel those fans. That's just great. They're great. So one controller controls the both of them. They seem to sync in together. I've got it programmed, so all I've got to do is hit the button again, and it closes itself down. Wow. How cool is that? How cool is that? Great. Well, there you go, guys. That's a good update on this van. I've done a fair bit in the last few months. Just busy with it, doing all the fiddly stuff. But I'm really, really pleased with how it's turning out. I've taken it, wife and I have been out driving in it. I've had a couple of little drives, and it feels unbelievable. Like, just how solid the back is. I drove it before. We worked on it, and it was rattly and it was horrible. But this is just so. You hear that? It's just solid. This whole van is just, and you don't even know. It feels like driving a car, to be honest. It's a 6-speed, this manual 6-speed, and it just a couple of thousand revs at the speed limit, 110 kilometres an hour, and you don't even feel like you're really. It just feels like a car. But I love the position of it because you're sitting up in it, and it feels like a little truck. If it's just awesome. It really is awesome, and it's really quiet too. It's got some poke. It's a 3-litre turbo diesel, and it's beautiful. It really is. It's fantastic. All right, guys. Well, that's the update for the van. I hope all you guys are waking up to the truth. And if you're not, well, you better get your backside, trackside, because things are happening quick. Things are really happening. There's a massive march happening over this weekend at Canberra. This is in Australia. They're tipping over 1 million people. It's amazing. A freedom march. It's incredible. It just is. COVID's going to disappear in the next, they're saying 2 to 3 weeks. So that's on track. That's fantastic. All the mandates for the vaccines, the mask wearing, which is absolute bull crap, that mask. We've got it here in our state, and I haven't worn a mask once, and never will. I'm never going to put a face nappy on. You're complying to tyranny when you're doing that. And I'm a sovereign human being, and I'm not going to cower to the government. They can get stuffed as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of people are waking up to the truth. They're waking up to what the vaccine's doing. It's a shocker. So we've just got to hang in there, help one another out, because it's going to get really, really tough when people start to understand that what the vaccine was all about. It wasn't about your health, guys. Just wake up to the truth. It's all about control, manipulation. It's an evil, evil agenda what the government had running. But it's all starting to come apart. The people are rising. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you're still trusting the government and think they're doing the right thing, I think you better wake up, because the longer you leave it, the worse it's going to be for you. They don't have your best interest in mind. They don't give a stuff about us. They just want to control us and put us in fear. Well, they don't have me in fear. No way. My son got done for not wearing a mask, and it was a $778 fine. How stupid is that? Of course we're not going to pay it. They get stuffed. We go to court, we'll go to court. A mandate is illegal. If you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to. A mandate is just basically telling you, put a mask on, but it's not a law. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think the government own you. They don't. You own yourself. And this is what we need to understand as a population. No one owns us but ourselves. No rotten government either. All right, folks. Well, that's enough chit-chat today. We're 24 minutes in. I'm going to put another one up soon. Look, if you want me to talk about a bit more of this stuff, shout out, because we're deep into it now, like this awakening. I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to put stuff up that people won't listen to. Don't want to listen. I can't be bothered with it, to be honest. I shared a lot of stuff on Facebook trying to help people, and many just won't budge. They're so brainwashed. It's just sad. It really is sad. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's frustrating. It really is. But anyway, if you want me to put up more videos about what's going on, I'm reading an incredible book at the moment. Oh, it's blowing my mind. It really is. I can talk about that. Want me to go deep? I'll go deep on it. Only if anyone wants to listen. So write a comment in, guys. Don't be scared. Write a comment and say, look, Griff, I want you to tell me more. I want to learn. Well, I'll talk. All right, guys. Let me know, and I'll pop one up soon. Take care, folks. I'll catch you later.